Hi, I'm Bill Bland and welcome back to 5 Minute Money. Today we're going to talk a little bit about tax lien certificates. Now you might have been seeing the late night shows of people selling how you can, for a very small amount of money, you can end up getting this house worth like $60,000 or $100,000 or whatever. Well, you know, it's actually true, but you have to learn a little bit about each area. The way it works is every county they rely on the taxes from that citizenry to run. Now, what happens when Bob can't pay his property tax? Well, it's different in different counties, but we're going to talk about the tax lien certificates, which is a little bit different than the tax deeds. Some states are tax deed only, some are tax lien, some are both. California is a tax deed, Nevada is a tax deed, I believe Washington State is a tax lien and a tax deed, I believe. But here's what happens, is if Bob can't pay his taxes and they need the money, they go ahead and sell what's called a lien on the property to you or me or whoever. So let's say the taxes are $800 and Bob hasn't been able to pay them. So they need the money. They can't wait around for Bob. So what they're going to do is sell that and sell it at a premium interest rate. So it could be as much as 14%, and in Illinois it goes as high as 18% every 6 months. So annualized, that's a 36% return on your money. That's pretty incredible. But some areas, what happens is you bid down the interest. So maybe it starts at a 21% interest, and then somebody says, well, I'll pay that lien and I'll pay 20%. And then the next person says, I'll do it for 19.5% until it gets down to like 17% or something. It's still far more money than you're ever going to get on a CD. It is, and it's guaranteed by law that the money, you'll either get your principal money you've invested plus the interest, or if they can't redeem it, you'll get the property. And the best thing is, those liens take precedent over about every other lien. So if there was a mortgage on the property and the mortgage company didn't come forward to pay that, they it fell through the cracks or whatever, you'd get that property. If somebody didn't pay that lien, you'd get that property back free and clear. You would owe nothing on that property. Say for in some areas it might be an IRS lien still might be on there, but you have IRS gives you 120 days, or they're given 120 days to redeem the property back and pay you your money plus your interest up to 120 days. Typically, the IRS only does that on like multi-million-dollar properties. Most often they just let them go and they don't do it. But if there are any severe renovations to do and there is an IRS lien, whether it's a regular auction or a tax lien auction, wait the 120 days before you put your own money into it, because you will not get the money you invest to rehab the property if it needs it back. You will only get whatever you purchased the property for or the investment of your tax lien. Another thing is that this opportunity is great for people who have some cash and they want their money to work for them, but they don't really want to be landlords, or they don't want to flip houses, they don't want all that. What they might want to do is just take, if they have $100,000 or $50,000 or whatever, they want to put that money out there. It's guaranteed by the county, by the state basically, to pay you back whatever is arranged on the interest. You get that money or the property. Here is another caveat. They do this on all kinds of property, it's not just homes. So be careful and know what you're investing your money into. I would recommend you do not get a tax lien on a defunct gas station that might need environmental cleanup that you would be responsible for if you happen to get that property. Make sure they're homes in areas that you would not mind owning. Only get those zip codes that are areas that you wouldn't mind having. But occasionally they're not going to pay the redemption money to redeem that property, and you may get a house. You could have a house for $700, $1,200, $1,300, and you can get that. You'll get it free and clear, and you can either rent that property out and make cash flow every month forever. You can sell the property. You can sell it at a steep discount and still make out like a bandit. But every county and state has their own rules. You can find out more about them by checking each county under their tax situations. Some of them will even have, I believe in Washington State, things that didn't sell at a tax lien that go to a tax deed where they actually foreclosed on the property, if it didn't sell at a tax deed auction, you can go in there and buy over the counter without any competition. You can just say, what properties do you have that are in a tax deed status that nobody's bid on? And they'll bring up if they have any. They may not have any, but if they have any, they'll sell them to you for whatever the opening bid was. So you're not even competing against anybody if there wasn't enough bidders at the time. Anyway, it's a great way for people who don't have a lot of money to get involved for very little. I mean, you can buy stuff for $300, $400, $500, $1,000, and you can make your money work for you. Or if you have a great deal of money, you can do that and have no headaches, virtually anyway, and just wait for that money to mature and either get your return or get your properties. It's a great way. That's about tax lien certificates. This has been 5 Minute Money. I'm Bill Bland, and thank you so much for joining us.